Good morning. So, Stormlight 5 comes out on Friday this week. Today is Monday. I am currently, I think, almost exactly 500. Yeah, exactly 500 pages of the way through Rhythm of War, which means I have a little over halfway left. I have about 600 pages left to read in this book, which I can read 600 pages in a week. I absolutely can. I read this much over the last couple weeks because I've been like I've been reading all of these books in preparation for the Stormlight 5 release. And my book, I think my pre-order, I don't know, it's confusing. If my pre-order doesn't end up shipping, I'm gonna buy a copy in town if I can find one. But basically my pre-order says it's gonna be here on the 10th and today is the 2nd. So I have about 8 days to finish Rhythm of War before my next book comes. I don't know if it's coming on that day. It's a whole thing. Anyway, in this vlog, I'm gonna be reading this book and then also showing you like what palette cleansers I'm reading in preparation to like get ready for reading these two gigantic books back to back, because these things are wonderful, but they're definitely a feast. They're a feast, and after a feast, you need some chocolate. So I'll be telling you what like palette cleanser chocolate stuff I'm gonna be reading in the middle of these books. But I have read every single one of these in preparation and I am kind of a little bit tired. So I'm trying to be like kind to myself. Last night though, I was sitting there and I was like, la 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 la, like playing games on my phone. And then I was like, you know what? I want to read the book. And so I pulled it out and I read 150 pages last night, which I think is the most that I've read of this book in one sitting so far. And I woke up wanting to keep reading it because once you get past like the 300 page mark, it's really interesting. Like it's interesting up till then, but up till then it's like rising action. Exposition. Up till then it's like just plain exposition. And so it's really interesting, but it's like hard to get through. It's hard to get through if you've already read the book before, I guess, because you kind of already know how it's starting. But now we're getting into the part that I don't remember. I don't remember one little bit of this. I remember a lot of stuff that happens at the end of the book, but I don't remember like most of anything else. Also, this is going to be a spoiler vlog, but I'm going to put the spoiler stuff at the very end, so you can watch like the first probably, I don't know how much it's going to be, 10, 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I have no idea how long this video is going to be. The first half of this video will be non-spoilers and then spoilers will be at the end. So if you don't want to watch spoilers, don't worry about it. I will give you ample time to click out of the video. But if you just want to see my reactions and stuff to these books as I reread them, then I'll let you know. So Rhythm of War. I have read this book once when it first came out 4 years ago, 5 years ago. When was that? That was 2020. Yes, it was 4 years ago. So I remember nothing, literally nothing. So I am going into this pretty much with a clean slate. I've been like talking to my boyfriend and he's like, you don't want me to tell you, like you don't want me to spoil the ending for you. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, but at the same time I'm so curious. So a lot of this is gonna be my genuine reactions because I honestly don't remember a lot of what happens. I remember a lot of the stuff that happens at the very end of the book. I don't remember how we get there, and I don't remember one key thing that's really bothering me, but I'm not gonna look it up because I'm trying to go into this as blank slate as possible. But I am really excited to keep reading this book, so I'll keep you updated on this and how much I read over the next week. I don't know if I'm gonna actually finish it in this week. I want to get at least another 300 pages read. That would be really nice. If I don't, it's okay. I don't really need to read Wind and Truth exactly when it comes out, but I would love to because I want to avoid as many spoilers as I possibly can. And I'm also going to be buying the audiobook for my boyfriend, and he's absolutely going to finish it before me. And he's actually really good about not doing spoilers, but sometimes he listens to the books around me. So I want to be able to read it with him and talk to him about stuff. I'm getting him the audiobook for Christmas because he was like, they're so expensive. I'm like, yes, they are, but also I want to read this with you, so I'm getting him the audiobook for Christmas. So the other books I'm reading right now as palette cleansers is I started listening to the Narnia series because I made my video of the books I'm grateful for, and I want to reread all the books in that video. Honestly, as I was talking about them, I'm like, I love these books. I want to keep talking about these, but I can't reread all of them this month, and I need to focus on these gigantic books. So I started listening to Narnia because they're really short and they're just kind of part of my childhood memories, and I'm listening to the Chronicles of Narnia right now. I decided to listen to them as audiobooks so I can listen to them at work and stuff like that, but the one that I'm listening to right now is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I have about an hour left, I think. The audiobook I think is like 6 hours long, maybe it's 5. They're kind of short. I don't remember how much it is, but I'm really close to the end of it, and I love the Chronicles of Narnia. They're so good. And it's also a very, very good like beginning of Christmas book because they like literally meet Father Christmas. And I love the Chronicles of Narnia. If you haven't read them, you can just read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and it's a fantastic book. You could also just read Prince Caspian. You could read maybe not the last book, but you could read most of them and kind of understand what's going on just like by themselves. But if you just want to read one, I recommend The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. My personal favorite is Prince Caspian because he's really cute and always has been when I was younger. And so he's my character crush. You know, people say they have book boyfriend, he's mine. He's mine. Especially him in the movie. Yes. Anyway, so I'm listening to that book right now. I'll probably will listen to a bunch more in the series because I was listening to them and my boyfriend was like, I have all of them on Audible. Like, you can listen to them. I'm like, oh, yeah, you're right. But I wanted to use my Spotify listening time because I pay so much stinking money for Spotify and I want to use my hours because I forgot to use them last month. I'm rambling at this point, but I'm going to get to reading and I will talk to you later. Good morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon. I have not updated you. I was thinking, I was like, oh, yeah, I have a video going. Then I was like, wait, I've read stuff and I haven't talked to y'all one bit since I started this video. So I finished listening to The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, and The Woods of the Dawn Treader in the last couple days. Last 2 days. To be fair, I think they only take me like 4 hours when I'm listening to them, and that's how much time I spend at work. I think that's why I finished so many of them. Wow, I did not realize I finished so many videos. So add those books to whatever I've read this week. But then I also have read to page 646, and I wanted to read more last night, but I had to go to bed. And then I also accidentally slept in this morning, so sleep is going great lately. But I'm just loving it so far. It's so good. I have a video rendering behind me. And it says it's going to take an hour, so I'm going to see how much reading I can get done in that hour, because when videos render, there's nothing else I can do on my computer, and that's where the rest of my editing stuff is. So let's see how much I can get done reading-wise in an hour. I'm really loving listening to the Chronicles of Narnia. I'm on the silver chair now, because I have them in just like one continuous book, because my boyfriend was like, hey, I have them on Audible, and I was like, you're right, you do have them all on Audible. So I've been listening to them, because we share an Audible account, because when I buy books twice, you know, he's literally the kindest. He shares all of his like stuff with everyone, and I do that sometimes, but like he shares stuff like way more, and honestly I think it is really admirable and I want to do it more. I don't know how to feel about Taravangian. Just throwing that out there. I don't know how to feel about him. To be fair, I need to finish this book before I can like understand how I feel about him. But when I read these books the first time, I remember liking him. And then when I was rereading it, I'm like, why did I like him at all? And then I was like, yeah, I remember like not liking him again. But I started liking him towards the end of the book. I don't remember why. He's so annoying. Annoying as in like, he's so competent and yet he messes so much stuff up. And it's getting on my nerves. Hi guys, I am on page 783, and I think I started on page 675 today, so we're doing good. But I want to read a tiny little bit more because I need to go to bed. I really need to go to bed. I'm just before page 800, but I need to go to bed. Stormlight 5 gets released tomorrow, which is wonderful, but that means as long as I get this finished before I get my Wind and Truth book, okay? That was the goal. That's always been the goal. And my pre-order is, I didn't realize that it didn't pull the money from your account when you ordered it. It pulls it from the account right before your pre-order comes, and I didn't know that. And that's annoying. That's okay. I get paid tomorrow, so everything's gonna be fine, but my book's probably gonna come, says it's gonna come Tuesday, but it might come, you know, next week, Thursday or something like that. But I'm excited to get it, but I want to get this done before I get there. I listened to The Silver Chair today. I think I have like maybe 5 minutes left in the audiobook, but then I started doing other things and I forgot that I was listening to it, so I'll probably finish that tomorrow. But The Silver Chair historically was one of my favorite one of the Narnia series, but I think on the reread, I think The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is my favorite. Well, I haven't read The Last Battle yet. Listen to it, I guess. I like The Silver Chair, but it just feels like he went from like, oh, these adventures where they kind of have high stakes, but you know they're gonna get out of it, to The Silver Chair, where you don't know if they're gonna get out of it. Like, I think that is the highest stakes of any of the books so far. Obviously, The Last Battle, I think that one has higher stakes. I don't remember. It's been so long since I read it. Anyway, good night. Guys, Wind and Truth came out yesterday, and I'm a little bit annoyed because I need to call Amazon and figure out what in the world is going on with everything that's going on with that. But that's fine. That's a whole another thing. I am so excited to read Wit and Truth. I think I'm 700 and something pages through Rhythm of War. I haven't made much more progress on it, although I did finish The Silver Chair and The Last Battle since talking to you last, which I still think The Silver Chair might be the most grueling of an adventure any of them were made to go through. And that still might be my favorite book. Although I do really love The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. There's just something so nostalgic about that book. But I'm so close to being done with Rhythm of War, and I need to figure out what in the world is going on with my pre-order. So I need to call Amazon, because it should have been able to charge my card, and it didn't. I'm confused. So we're gonna call Amazon and get that all squared up. And hopefully get some more reading done today. We'll see. I need to do a lot of editing, so I don't know how much reading I have so many things I'm doing. This is me after reading The Dragon and the Dog, which is one of the short stories in this book, which if you've read it, you know it. Absolutely bawling. Other news, I'm 922 pages in, so I'm at the... It's gonna get easier from this point down. Why did he write a story that's literally about me? It's kind of rude. I'm not even to the part that made me bawl at the end of this book. I'm already like, if I'm this bad, how bad am I gonna be when I get to the end of this book? Which at this rate is gonna probably be today because I'm really invested right now, but I'm crying. In other news, my Wind and Truth book, the pre-order stuff is not working, so we're just gonna wait a couple days to see if it charges my card, and if it doesn't, then I'm gonna call them up and make them cancel it no matter what, and then buy the book in town. But if it does work, that'd be lovely. Back to reading. Hi guys, so last night I talked to you a little bit, and I think I said I got past, oh, maybe he doesn't have a meeting. Anyway, I'm at 1,029. Recording me reading the end of the book because you always have fantastic reactions. Hi, I am about 10 pages from the end of this book. I have already cried. I've already bawled. You've already seen this. But I'm about to cry more because it's the epilogue, and there'll be a spoiler part and a non-spoiler part where I give you all of my thoughts. I need to turn off my fan. But I have to be quick because it's Taylor Swift's last show and we're on the Torture Post-Performance right now. So I need to read this really quickly, finish it, give you my thoughts, and then I need to watch the surprise songs because I don't want to miss them, because I missed them for the past 2 nights because they were at 11:30 and I didn't think they were going to be at 11:30. I don't know why I didn't check, but I just went to bed forgetting that they existed. So we're not doing that tonight because it's the last one ever. So I have so many things that I'm like sad about right now, but I need to finish this. I need to figure out what in the world's going on because the first time I read this epilogue, I understood nothing. So the goal is to understand more. Let us start, shall we? I'm done. Also, my book is broken and it's making me really sad because this end page came up right here and I can probably, yeah, it's just this back page. It broke right here, probably because I was carrying it around my back all the time, but I should be able to fix that. That should just be an easy glue. So that happened. I understand a lot more that happened this time and I'm a little bit less freaked out than the first time I read it because I was confused, so confused. I need the next book. I don't know if I'm gonna include it in this video. We're gonna see. Good book. Good book. I cannot wait for the next one. That's gonna tie up so many loose threads and it's all gonna take place over 10 days. That's crazy. How can, because this book takes place over like at least a month, I think. I'm confused perpetually. Anyway, that happened. I read that book. Go me. I'm grateful that I understand a lot more that went on, because first time I read this, I was so confused. I had no idea what was going on. No idea what was going on. It's a good book. It's a good book. I just went through all of my emotions already, so the past like 50 pages is like the wrapping up and the preparing for the next book, so I'm not like as emotional, but still like I just don't know where it's gonna go. I have an idea, I don't think that idea is gonna happen. Well, if you've made it this far, and if I'm actually ending the video here, then thank you for watching. You guys are amazing. I have had so much fun reading this book again, and reading all of the random C.S. Lewis books I read in the one. I think all the books I read in this video were this one, well, I guess half of this one, and then I read The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Horseman's Boy, Prince Caspian, Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Silverchair, and The Last Battle. So 7 books in one video. That's, to be fair, 6 of those were audiobooks, and they were like 4-hour audiobooks, so it wasn't that insane, but I read a lot this video. I'm very proud of myself. Anyway, thank you for coming along with me watching this video. Probably Rhythm of Wind and Truth will be its own video, probably after Bookmas, because this drove me crazy. I'll probably be reading it along the way, but I don't think I'm going to stress myself out about finishing it super quickly, because I haven't encountered any spoilers yet, and I think I'm going to try to stay off Instagram and the internet in general until I finish that book. Oh my goodness. Anyway, but thank you so much for watching. You guys are literally the best. Literally the best. I'm so excited to get all these videos edited. I have so many I'm working on currently, but I'm grateful to have another video out of the way. But thank you for watching. If you want to watch the spoiler section, that's going to be right now. And if you don't want to watch the spoiler section, you can end here. It'll be totally fine. But if you want to watch the spoiler section, it should be like, I don't know how long it's going to be, 5 minutes, something more of me just talking about these books. Anyway, probably this book specifically. Anyway, I'm so tired and I need to get back to Taylor Swift, but I love it all. Goodbye. Alright guys, beginning the spoiler section. Start of this video, this is how much I remember. I'm 500 pages in. What I remember is that at the very end of the book, Kaladin falls off the cliff, something happens with the Stormfather, so they create that vision bubble and he's able to say the 4th thing, and then he gets his armor and goes and protects the people in the tower. I remember that part. I don't actually remember how he gets to falling off the tower. I don't remember if he's pushed. I don't remember if he falls himself, like he jumps. I honestly don't remember. I remember him being a depressive boy this whole book. I didn't remember that he starts therapy. Honestly, go for him. That's amazing. We love the first therapist in Roshar. And then in Shallon's storyline, sorry, I say all these wrong. I don't, just bear with me, okay? Shallon's storyline, I remember that she had a dead eye, and so Pattern is her second person. That's why Pattern's always like, yeah, you're gonna murder your friend. And then I don't remember how in the world all that happens. I remember reading Words of Radiance again and being like, wait a second, is this really like her storyline? I don't remember a single thing about all of this. Or maybe it was Way of Kings. I don't remember the one where she talks to like Kaladin and like you learn about her and her backstory. And I was like, I don't remember, yeah, it's Words of Radiance. I was like, I don't remember half of this stuff. Like, how does this work in with her having 2 Spren? Like, I know there's secrets that like I don't remember, because I read this book the first time in the middle of the night and I was exhausted, and most of the stuff in the Sanderlands was just going straight over my head. I don't remember most of it, but I remember that about her. I remember that there's a spy. I remember that the 2 people that she's worried about being the spy are herself and Pattern. But I don't remember who actually ends up being the spy. I remember stuff happens in that conclave. I remember Maya's really important. With Adeline, I love Maya and Adeline. They're literally my favorite people in the entire world. And also, Adeline and Shallon's relationship, fantastic. Shallon was getting on my nerves last book because of her whole like multiple personalities kind of a thing. And in the beginning of this book, she was also getting on my nerves. But we got to a point where I literally started crying almost. So I don't think I'm mad at her anymore. I think I just empathize with her a lot. But the reason why I think I get annoyed at her is because I also block out memories. And I've realized that as I get older that I remember like a lot of nothing about my childhood. And I know a lot of people don't remember their childhood, but I don't remember anything. Like I literally block out the memories of unhappy times. And so I'm trying really hard not to do that. And so sometimes that like rubs me wrong when I'm reading her perspective, because it like gets on my nerves that she's like on purpose blocking it out when I like actually really want to remember. I don't know, it's this whole thing, but I am more on Shallon's side now as of like last night. I'm not as annoyed at her anymore. What else did I remember? I remember basically nothing with down our storyline. With Jasna, I remember that she's like dating Wit, which is weird, but I also kind of vibe with it. And I remember Wit at the very, very, very end of the book gets his memory stolen, but I don't remember how or why. I remember that, my goodness, my voice. I remember that Taravangian's memories get stolen from him. No, I remember that Taravangian becomes Odium, but I don't remember how and when that happens. I remember that Navani bonds the sibling, and I remember that she figures out the tones of Roshar and creates this power so you can, like, a knife thing that you can kill them permanently. Like not the Voidbringers, but the Singers, you can kill them permanently. And she kills the person that she was working with the whole time. I remember that. So, like, I remember a bunch of the stuff that happens at the end, but I don't remember how we get there. Like, I have gaps in my memory. Like, I don't remember half of this book. Like, up till there, all that, remember nothing. It's all new information to me right now. So, I am really interested to see how we get to the end, because I'm so interested. Like, I literally don't know what's going on, and I don't know what's happening. I remember that, like, Adeline and them, they get their goal and they achieve their quest. I remember their storyline being really boring, but I think I might enjoy it more because I'm really interested in the philosophy and, like, the internal monologues of the characters this time around. It's honestly fascinating to me as I've been rereading these books. So I'm really interested to keep going. I'll keep telling you my spoilers and stuff I figure out, but I'm so invested. I'm so excited to keep reading this, but I have so many other things I need to do today. Don't know how much reading I'm gonna get done, but we'll see. I think Venli has anxiety, which is very interesting to see as she tries to, like, control her world, you know? It is so interesting to see that, like, especially, like, her inner monologue dialogues in between stuff, like, screams anxiety to me as someone who would know so well, you know? Oh, that's so interesting, though, that the way that she decides to try to control her world is through destroying it. I can kind of see it. I just realized something. All their lives, the listener people, they lived in the war camps outside of the Shattered Plains. And then when the battle started, they fled to the center, and the humans immediately took up residence in those cities. That's horrible. That's literally stealing someone's home and then waging war on them. Yeah, I know they killed their king, but, like, still, the more I hear about Gavilar, the more I don't like him. I was just sitting there and, like, just something, like, hit my soul. This is in the spoiler section, so I can talk. But it said, but the little dog snuggled into a warm bed beside the fire, hugged by the farmer's children, his belly full. And as he did, the dog sadly thought to himself, I could not become a dragon. I am a complete and utter failure. The end. And that made me, like, start bawling, because yes, that is what I do to myself. And then at the end, before Kaladin has to, like, walk back out into the storm, he's like, can you please tell me the real ending? And so then Wet says, that night, the little dog snuggled into a warm bed beside the fire, hugged by the farmer's children, his belly full. And as he did, the dog thought to himself, I doubt any dragon ever had it so good anyway. And then Kaladin says, it won't be like that for me, Kaladin said. You told me it will get worse. It will, Wit said, but then it will get better. Then it will get worse again, then better. This is life, and I will not lie by saying every day will be sunshine, but there will be sunshine again. And that is a very different thing to say. That is truth. I promise you, Kaladin, you will be warm again. Tef died!
Yeah.
I hate Moash.
I told you, I was sad. I
know. I guess the first time I read this, I was really tired, so I didn't even, like, internalize it. But this time reading it, I was like, Teft had so much character growth in the last 2 books, and even at the end, it says, like, he dies with hope, and I just was like, Moash, you horrible person. Kaladin and Tien.
Well, that is okay, actually. That's what happened.
I know. She's sad too. And I'm crying because I'm happy and I'm sad. I just checked. We're on The Smallest Man That Ever Lived. I can give you my spoiler thoughts about Rhythm of War. So, number one, all the things that I thought about at the beginning that I remembered about this book were true. All the things that I remembered happened. I forgot how a lot of them happened. So Kaladin specifically, I forgot that he was, like, actually getting better, and then Odium was literally, like, breaking him actively with Moash. And now I literally have written multiple places in this book that I abhor more Moash. Here, let me find one of them. Let me just show you how much I hate him. He's the worst in the entire world. Ugh, I'm already crying. Just from reading this. Stormlight. Yeah, here we go. Just a nice little rant right there. Probably in terrible handwriting too because I had so much emotions. Anyway, so I forgot that all of that happened with Kaladin. As for the end of the book, I thought that Adolin was going to be the champion, but I guess they're preparing it for Dalinar to be his own champion. But I feel like if Adolin was the champion, that would be absolutely amazing. Although I don't think he can fix his bond with his friend in 10 days. So maybe, I don't know. That's probably not going to happen. But that would be really, really cool. Just because the foreshadowing of him being like, literally his calling was dueling, a duelist. That would have been so cool. It really would have. But I don't think Dalinar's going to do it. And then Taravangian literally taking over the god's role. He's going to be unstoppable. He's gonna be horrible. Like, I do actually think it was a really needed change in the power of Odium, and it makes it really interesting. But now I just don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how they're gonna get out of this, but obviously they're gonna get out of it because there's 5 more books after this book. Are most of them alive? Probably. I don't know who's gonna die, and I'm a little bit scared to figure out who's gonna die in the next book. Tef dying tore my heart out this time because the first time I read it, I was reading it super fast, but this time I was like paying attention to the characters, and it literally hurt my soul. It hurt my soul. And Venli getting to see her mom again, and then how I get to see how Ashoni became a Radiant before she died. I was like, I'm totally done crying. Absolutely. I wasn't. I kept crying. Navani kind of got on my nerves. Shallan, hopefully she's gonna get out of my nerves because only Radiant's left, and she's finally acknowledged her truths, and that's making me feel better. I'm not as annoyed at her constantly. My goodness, I was getting so annoyed. I don't know what's gonna happen in the next book. I really, really don't. I can't wait. Honestly, I can't wait to see what's going on. But that's gonna have to be another video because I'm tired and I don't really want to read another gigantic book back to back because I think it's even bigger than this one, and I don't know how I can handle that honestly at this moment in this mind. But it was really fun to read this. I'm really grateful that I did reread these before reading the next one because I wouldn't have understood a single thing. Not a single thing. If I ever go through and tab these books, it's just going to be tabs constantly all the way down. Anyway, I need to go make sure Taylor Swift isn't doing her surprise songs without me because I would probably cry. But I will see y'all later. I already ended this video earlier, but you guys are the best. Thank you for watching, and I will come back with another video similar to this one for Wind and Truth when it comes out. I don't know if I'll include other videos. We'll see how I decide to format it, but thank you for watching. You guys are amazing, and I hope anyone who's read this book talks to me in the comments about this, or I'm really interested. I want to know what other people think, and don't spoil anything for me yet because I have not read a single page of Wind and Truth because my book is still taking its time. That's a whole other thing. My book is just, Amazon's being dumb. I'm gonna completely cancel my order and buy it somewhere else. But anyway, goodbye.